Alright, number 7, we also want to use a calculator, approximate 40.6, the square root. So we do 40.6 square root, 4 decimal places. That is going to be 6.3718. The fifth one is a 1, so it will not round up. So 6.3718. 6.3718. Alright, we want to simplify this expression, and it says then use a calculator to approximate. So simplify means we're going to break down this square root. So first one I actually get to do some work on. The square root of 12. There's 2 ways you can do it. Just depends on your familiarity with multiples of numbers. The basic fundamental way of doing this is breaking it down to prime. So 12 can be broken down into 2 times 6. 2 is prime. 6 can be broken down into 2 times 3. Alright. So all the numbers I broke down I scratched out. If you have a pair, which I have a pair of 2's, they combine to be one number. Okay. Every time you get a pair, you match them up. So we got a pair of 2's, and then under this square root, the number 3 did not have a pair. So 2 square root of 3. That's what this would be if you break it down, simplify it. You could also say that this is equal to the square root of 4 times 3. That's another way to break it down. 4 is a perfect square, so you're looking at like square root of 4, square root of 3, and if you do the square root of 4, that's just equal to 2, and then square root of 3. So once you break it down, what I recommend, if you're doing this on a test, that you plug it in the calculator and make sure you get the same thing. So for example, I would do 12 and then do square root of 12 just to see what I get. 3, 4, 6, 4, 1, a lot of numbers. 3, 4, 6, 4, 1. Just look at the first few. Then I will type in 3 square root times 2. So it's like the square root of 3 times 2. And you get 3, 4, 6, 4, 1, the same decimal expansion. So that's one way that you can kind of use a calculator to see that I've simplified this correct. Alright, now what is the approximate value? Round to 4 decimal places. So we've typed it in already. 3.4641 and 0. So 4641. 3.4641. Alright, number 9, we want to use a calculator to simplify the expression. And what was I saying? Simplify the expression, then use a calculator. Okay, so simplifying this expression means we don't like to have a square root on the bottom. Alright, so anytime we're doing a problem, if we have a square root on the bottom, we don't like that. So we got to get rid of the square root from the bottom. The way you do it is by multiplying by itself. So we're going to multiply square root of 7 on the top and the bottom. So on the bottom, what happens is we have the square root of 7 squared. On the top, the 2 is not under square root, so it just goes on the outside. 2 square root of 7. Now the square root and square are opposite, they cancel each other out, so you just end up with 2 square root of 7 divided by 7. So this is how you would simplify it. It's called rationalizing the denominator. In this process, we just rationalize the denominator. So fraction 2 square root of 7, and I can't see that, and then on the bottom we get 7. Alright, and now we're going to round. So what's the approximate value to 4 decimal places? And we can just type it in as it originally was. So I'm going to say 2 divided by 7 and the square root of that 7, and we get 0.7559, and it won't round up, so 0.7559.